Hello, hello. I don't expect anybody to watch this, but if somebody does, welcome to my video dream diary. Hopefully it's entertaining. Anyway, I documented this first dream a few days after it happened, so it might not be the most accurate, but I'm pretty sure I got all the major parts, and it makes just as little sense as all the rest of my dreams usually do. So, without further ado, let me tell you about a weird dream I had the other day. You know Claire, the mom from Modern Family? So it started out with there being this weird potluck event happening in this fancy gated community, and Claire really wanted to go try all the food for the potluck in the fancy gated community. And she was like, I could pass as a fancy suburbanite lady. So there was a line of people trying to get into the community, and there was a guard checking to make sure that everyone lived there. And she just sort of slipped past, blending in with the crowd. And then the rest of the family was me and two other nondescript children, and a nondescript father figure. I was the oldest sibling because I always am, and there was also a middle daughter and a youngest son. And we tried to get into the gated community because a family would look less suspicious than just Claire, and I wanted to try all the food too. But the mysterious, nondescript father was sick and attracted too much attention to us as we tried to slip in by, so we got stopped by some guards. They told us we had to leave because we didn't live there and we didn't belong there. And me and the other kids sat at the edge of the water as Claire spun this ridiculous, complicated lie about how we were looking for a new house and we wanted to live in this community. And we just wanted to look at the quality of the houses and the quality of the water and the quality of the pristine white sand on the ground because for some reason there was no dirt or grass anywhere. And when I say the quality of the water, I don't mean the drinking water, because this gated community was like a weird beach with half of it filled with water, even though we were completely landlocked. And the guards somehow believed our lie, but only Claire and the nondescript father got to walk around to all the weird food stations. It was a really weird, fancy gated community, and for this potluck, everybody had little stands set up at the end of their driveways with the food they'd cooked, and you were supposed to walk around to all the houses to try all the food. They'd all cooked real food, by the way. None of them would have just had an apple on their table, but that's the type of food I could draw. But anyway, I was so upset when the random father figure got to go with Claire to try all the food when I really wanted to go, and he was miserable and sick and throwing up all over the place, and clearly not enjoying it anyway. Ugh. So then me and the other children got ushered off to this weird, perfect empty house that they had as an example in the community. Nobody lived there, but they had it there to look at as an example of perfection, as something to show off to people. So we went in the house and we locked the doors and we were just sitting around doing nothing, and I was being miserable in an upstairs bedroom, just looking out the window at the water and the sand, and then, ignore me being confused about how to draw here. The water that was in the first half of the community started to become a tsunami, and there were huge waves everywhere, and the gated community somehow became super enclosed, so no water was leaving. It was just huge waves all over the place, swirling things around. The house was shaking, and I was worried that it was going to get swept away, even though I knew it was somehow bolted into the ground, specifically to counteract this problem. And I was worried that the glass of the window was going to break, even though I knew it was bulletproof, specifically for this reason. But we were still so scared that we were going to drown somehow, and the water outside was this weird radioactive neon teal color that was upsetting. And then the waves stopped and the water level went down, and the water still covered the entire ground of the gated community with a few inches of neon, and all the houses had several inches of water flooding the ground floor. We went back downstairs and saw that as the water came in under the door to our house, it changed from neon teal to a weird red with veins and swirls of a bunch of different colors that were also not normal water colored. And we were super freaked out because we knew that having blood water like that was like an omen of witchcraft or the devil or something like that. And we didn't want the other people to find out we had blood water and kick us out of the community. So we quickly went outside and shut the door behind us so nobody could see the blood water inside. And outside on the street there were a few more potluck stations set up that still had to be tested, and they were all desserts. It almost made up for me not getting to try the other food because desserts are definitely better anyway. So we walked through the aisle of dessert stands and tried all the food, and we had to rate all the desserts, which was weird. And as we kept walking, it felt more and more like something was just a bit off. All the people were unexplainably nervous, and there was a general sense of unease, like when you're playing a horror game or watching a horror movie, and you're just waiting for the other shoe to drop. And somehow we realized that all of the chocolate was poisoned, so we didn't eat any of the desserts that had chocolate in them. When we got to the end and had rated all the desserts, they straight up killed the person with the lowest ranked desserts. And we were super freaked out because we felt like something was off, but we didn't expect anyone to get murdered. So we confronted the people in the community and we were like, what the heck? You can't do that. And it turned into one of those utopia, dystopia, hive mind brainwashing type of situations where they all started grouping up and talking in unison about how everything in the community had to be perfect and that woman's dessert was not perfect, so she had to be eliminated. And then we remembered the power we had, and we were like, you don't know who you're going up against. You will stop this, and you will listen to us. And we opened up the door to our house. Take a moment to watch how much trouble I have drawing an open door. And we let all the blood water spill out for them to see, because obviously the blood water was a sign that we were dangerous and not to be messed with. And we were like, look, we have the blood water, and we are powerful, and we will defeat your evil utopia of a gated community. And they were scared because they understood the power of the blood water. And then the dream ended. And that's the end. Wow, what a wild ride that did not make much sense. But remember, dreams don't have to make sense anyway, so it's fine, and I'm sure my brain is perfectly normal. If you watched this, thanks. Maybe I'll make another one next time I remember a dream. We'll see. Goodbye.